Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. I am Vivian, and so today I want to show you how to draft corset pattern. So I'll be showing you two methods, okay? And whichever method you use, you still achieve a very nice corset. So thank you so much for clicking on this channel. If you're an old subscriber, you're very much welcome. God bless you. And if you're new to this channel, you are also welcome. God bless you too. It would be nice if you join this beautiful family. Okay, just hit on that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell beside it so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So I upload videos on this channel every week on sewing tutorials. Okay, this channel is about sewing tutorials, fashion tips, DIYs, and a lot. And I believe you will not want to miss out. So just hit on the subscribe button and turn on all notifications for this channel. So thank you, and now let's get into the lesson of the day. So to draft your corset, you need to know your basic bodies. Okay, so I'll just be placing that quickly now. So you have to know your basic body. So I'm making for just to the waist. This corset, the length will just be to the waist, so you can make to any length you want, to the hip or wherever you want. So this one will just be to the waist. So first of all, I'll place my vertical measurements, okay, which are the bust point, the under bust point, and the waist point. Okay, so I'm just using the whole of the paper for the waist. Okay, then I'll just draw line across. So we're just making the basic bodies. So this is the bust, the under bust. So I'll just draw line. So this is just a guide. Okay. I have it there. Okay. So this is my bust point. This is the under bust. Okay. And here is the hip, or the waist. Okay, so you can extend just to the hip. So having done this, the next thing to do is to place the armhole length. Okay, but before doing that, I have to mark the shoulder. So though we will not be needing it, but just for a guide. So the shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2, that is 7.5. Okay, so at this point I will step down by 1 inch. That is the shoulder slope. So I'll just still mark it just for you to understand. So this is just the shoulder line. Okay, so this is the shoulder line. We'll have it there. Now from this shoulder slope, I'll place my armhole length. So the armhole length is 8 inches. So in case you don't know how to do this, you need to check out the tutorial on basic bodies. Okay, so just this is the armhole length. So at this point where the armhole length got to is the upper bust, okay, which is also known as the chest line. So this is it. So I'll label it upper bust. Okay, so this is the upper bust. So having gotten to this stage, next thing to do is to place my neckline. How low or how high I want it to be. That is the corset cup, how I want it to be. So your corset mustn't always be open. You can also make a well covered cup. Okay, so like the one I'm making now, it will get to 7 inches. Okay, so let me use 7 inches. You can use 6, you can come below that. So but I'm using 7 inches for the neckline. So wherever you want the top of your cup to get to, you just mark. Okay, so I have it here. So I will label it my neckline. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So we'll have our basic bodies. So the next thing now is to place the armhole. So at this upper bust, I'll place the bust circumference divided by 4. So the bust circumference divided by 4 is 9 inches. Okay, that's 36 divided by 4. So I have it there. So now I'll just make the armhole curve. So all this is just a guide. Okay, we might not really use them for the corset, just to get your basic bodies on which you now draft the corset. So I haven't gotten to this stage now. The next thing is to place my bust span. Okay, that is nipple to nipple divided by 2. Okay, so that is a bust span, and mine is 4 inches. So from this neckline, I'll start marking the 4 inches all the way down. Okay, so I'm marking the bust span, and I have it here. So now I'll draw a line. I'll just connect the points with a line, and I have it here. Okay, so having done this now, you just measure the distance between your bust point and your under bust. So just measure the distance between your bust and your under bust. So what I have here is 4 inches. So this 4 inches, I'll mark it all round from the bust point. I'll just mark it all round, making a point or making points. Okay, from the bust, I'll just go around like so. So just watch what I'm doing. So from the bust, I'm marking 4 inches. Just placing the tape round from the bust point there. So having done this now, okay, I'll create my dart. So at this under bust, I'll place 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on this side. I'll do the same thing at this is the waist. Okay, so I'll do the same thing at the waist, and if your corset is getting to the hip, you also do the same thing at the hip, and you connect it down. So you just connect down, okay, to the length of your corset. Just connect down. So make sure that this is 1 inch. Okay, so I have it here. Okay, so you have to connect it all the way down to the full length of your corset. So having done this now, the next thing I would connect from this dart to the bust. Okay, to the bust point using a curve. So just connect to the bust point like so. Okay, then do the same thing on this side. Just connect to the bust point from here. So just make a curve to have it there. At this neckline, we also do same. Okay, so you mark 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on this other side, and you also connect to the bust. So you just make a curve from there to the bust point. Okay, so just connect to the bust point like so, and you do same thing on this other side too. So you have it here. Okay, so we have our dart. So after doing this, the next thing now is to get that center front of the corset. Okay, so depending on how low or high you want it to be. For me, I'll be coming up from the bust 1.5. So I'll mark 1.5 inch from the bust. So this is where that center front would be. So this is the neckline of my corset, and that middle point will be here. Okay, so from my bust I came up by 1.5. Then at that point where I marked 1.5, I would mark 0.7. So the reason is this: I don't want the distance between one cup and the other to be more than 1 inch. Okay, so I would have used ½ inch, so by the time you open it to be 1. But remember, I'll be joining the cups to the center front, so that's why I use 0.75. that is after ½ inch, the next long stroke 0.75. So at that point where I came up from the bust by 1.5, that is where I marked it. So I'll just draw lines here. So I'll just draw line, you see it. Okay, so this is that center front. So what you do now, after doing this, just connect from this under bust to that point. So you just connect like so to meet it. Okay, so you don't mind the dotted lines, you mustn't follow it. Just connect from that point to meet that mark. Okay, and you have it there. So you can see what we have. Okay, so this is that center front of your corset. So I haven't connected this. The next thing now, you connect from here to the neckline. So you just make a curve from there to the neckline. Okay, so you just connect. So you can actually do this with free hand if you don't have the curve. What you need to do is just to trace your lines and just connect. So having done this side now, we'll now move to this other side. At this side, close to the armhole or armpit area, your bust is fuller at this side. So we need to extend the cup a little bit to accommodate the bust. So how to do this? At this bust point, okay, this bust line, you see this dot where we mark the dots. Just step out by ½ inch. Okay, so I just step out by ½ inch. Then I'll connect from the under bust to meet that ½ inch step out. Okay, so this is just to create like extra room for the bust to be accommodated. So you can see, we have come out a little bit from these dotted lines. So we have enough cup there for the bust. So by the time you have connected this to this bust point, from there, just draw a line straight to meet the upper bust. So just go up like so with a straight line to meet the upper bust line. So by the time you have done this, you now use your curve to connect from there to this neck line. Okay, so just connect like so using your curve. From there, you just connect like so, and you have it there. So here now we have the armhole of our corset. Okay, so this is it. Now we have gotten this, our corset is complete. What we'll do now is to place the horizontal measurements and we'll cut out. So at this point, I have placed the bust circumference divided by 4, right? So what I'll do now is to replace this dart. So I'll just measure whatever distance I have here as my dart. So I'll measure it and replace it there. Okay, so I have about ½ inch or quarter of an inch. So I'll just replace it there. Okay, so it's about quarter of an inch. So I'll just replace it. Then I'll come to the under bust. I'll place my under bust circumference divide by 4, okay, which is 8. Then this 2 inches dart here, I'll have to replace it. Okay, so you must replace your dart because by the time you cut and join, if you don't replace it, you'll be short of it. Then same at the waist, I'll place my waist circumference divide by 4, which is 8.5. Then I will replace my 2 inches dart. Okay, I have it here. So if your corset is getting to the hip, you do the same thing. You place your hip measurement, you replace your dart, and you have it there. So now I would connect. So I'll just connect like so and like so. Okay, so I have it there. So now, having done this, I would cut it out. So like I said, I'll be showing you 2 methods. This is the first method. So you have the cup like so. So I'll cut it out now so that you see what we have here. So just watch how I'll cut it. So from here. So I have not added any allowance. When cutting on the fabric, I'll add my allowance all round. So you can see this side, how I'll cut it. Okay. So now I'll cut out this part. Just carefully. this is the center front. I also cut out the side. I have the side here. Okay, so now I'll cut out the darts and have the cup. So have the cup here. So this is the way it is. So you need to number it so that you know this is number 1 and number 2, so that you know that this is how it should face. Okay, so have it here. So this is the first method of making your corset. Okay, so have it here. So you join this one here. This one will be joined here like so. Okay, to have your cup. So you can see this, you have your cup like so. Okay, so have this one. So I would also show you how to make the second one. Okay, so I just decided to use paper tape to hold it. Okay, so I can see what the cup looks like. Okay, so you can see by the time you join it, okay, you have it looking very nice like this. You know, this is just paper, so you can see the cup. Okay, so this is the first method of making your corset. So now let me cut out the second method. Okay, all right, so to make the second method, I have done the basic bodies and marked out the circle. Okay, that is the distance between the bust and the underbust. I marked all around. So just like what I did in the first one, I have repeated here. So now the next thing is to place my darts. Okay, so the first method and this one is a little bit, it just, you know, it's almost the same thing but just with slight difference. So you will see. So I'll place my dart 1 inch here, 1 inch here, that's at the underbust. I will go to the waist, I'll do the same thing. Then if my corset is to get to the hip, I will do the same thing there and just extend. That's just draw the line. Do same here. So now I'll connect from this underbust to the bust point. Okay, like what we did in the first one. Okay, so you just connect using a curve from this underbust to the bust point like so. You do the same thing on this side. Okay, so have it there. So now to the difference between this one and the first one. First of all, I would mark out my center front. So 1.5 inch from the bust. Okay, then 7.5 inches inward. Then I'll just mark it out. Okay, so sorry, my marker is pouring. So this is just it. Okay, then I'll connect from my bust, that is from the under bust to that point. So just connect to that point and I have it here like so. Having done this, I will now come to this other side and extend the bust by 1/2 inch from this point. Okay, you know where we have the dotted lines on the bust point. You just come out by 1/2 inch. Then I would connect just to extend the bust cup to be able to accommodate the bust at this side. Okay, so now this is where we'll have the difference between this one and the first method. Having done this, what I'll do now, I'll just connect. First of all, step up. Don't forget this step up from here to the upper bust. Just step up like so. Okay, just come up like so to meet the upper bust. So from here now, I would just make a curve to meet this point. So I'm not creating that up here. The dart will be by the side, unlike the first one where we had that up, this time around the dart will be by the side. So what I will do is just to connect from here. So before using my marker, I'll use my chalk to just connect it. So this is my neckline. Okay, so this is my neckline. I can decide to go higher, I can decide to just maintain the neckline, so depending on what you want. So what I'll do now, just from here I'll connect, pass through my neckline and meet this one here. So just a curve. So I decided to use chalk first so that I won't have double lines. I just want it to go smoothly. Okay, so just connect. So now let me use my marker to trace it out so that you can see it. So from here, just on my neckline, then I'll just meet it. That is, meet this point here. Okay, goes like this. So you can see what I have here. So having done this now, you can decide to go higher if you want, depending on how you want. If you want your bust to be completely covered, you can do that. All you need to just go a little bit higher. Okay, so that is it. So you can just form the curve. So just want a neat curve here, and this is just okay. So having done this now, the next thing is to create the side dart. Okay, you create the side dart. So just want this to look a little bit nicer than this. Okay, so you just create the top design however you want it to be. Just create it. So I just want it to have a little cup shape up there. So this is it. So now, like I was saying, you create this time around you'll be creating that at the side. Okay, so to do that, at this bust point, the bust point here, you mark 1/2 inch on this side, and you also mark 1/2 inch on this side. Okay, you do same to this other side of the bust line. You mark 1/2 inch on this side from the bust line. You also mark 1/2 inch on this side. Okay, now you come to the apex, that is the middle point of the bust. You now come out by 1/4 inch, just just coming out a little bit. So the essence of doing this is to avoid it being sharp or pointy at that area. So you just come out by 1/4 inch. Okay, now you would connect this 1/2 inch you came out from, or you came out from here, you connect it to that point. So I hope this is clear. You also connect this one to that point. So it's just a simple dart. You also connect this one to this point, and you connect this one too. Okay, so this is it. So you can equally connect it to the mid or to the apex, but just I don't want it to be sharp. That's why it came out by 1/4 inch, then connected the dart to it. So I hope you can see this, and we are done. The next thing is to place the horizontal measurement. So at this point, I have my bust circumference. I've already placed it there. Okay, then at the under bust, okay, I would place my under bust circumference. Here it is. Then I will replace my dart, 2 inches dart. This is it. I'll do same at the waist. Place the waist circumference, then replace the 2 inches dart. Okay, I have it there. So now I would connect. So I'll just connect it. So I have it here. Okay, so having done this now, I'll cut it out. Like I said, I've not added any allowance, so the allowance will be added when cutting on the fabric. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So I'll show you how to cut this one. So you just follow the armhole. So at this top, you can give it whatever shape you want. Okay, so having cut it out like this, now I'll cut out this center, the center front. So just be careful. So I have my center front. Then I'll cut out this side, like so. Okay, so I have the side here. So now to the darts, I'll cut out this top. So let me label it. This is number 1 here. This is 2. This is 3. Okay, so this one, you can see the difference between this one and the first one. The first one will have 2 parts to form a cup, while this one will have 3 parts. Okay, so first of all, I'll cut it out from here, like so. So this is the first part. Okay, then I also cut out these darts. So cut out the darts, then I also cut out these darts. You just open it up. Open it up. So you can see what we have here now. Okay, so here we have 3 parts. So you can see the difference, but you still achieve beautiful corsets. Whichever method you use, whichever one you use, you still achieve a nice corset top. Okay, so you can see this. So you can see this one. And the other one. Okay, so let me also gum this one to show you how the cup would look like. So you can see what I have here. Okay, so you can see this cup and you can see this other cup. So it's a matter of preference, whichever one you want. They are both corsets. Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, so here we have just 2 panels, while here we have 3. Okay, so this is paper, that's why we have it looking like this. But when you transfer on fabric and you sew, you have it relaxed. So you can see the cup. Okay, so whichever one you want, you can go ahead and make. It's a matter of preference. Whichever one you find okay for you, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so you can see what we have here. This is how it will look. You know, this is just the paper, but by the time you transfer it on your fabric, you have it looking really nice. And this one too. Okay, so you have it like so. Okay, so by the time you're transferring on the fabric, you have to mark it to know which side is which side, and you add allowance all around. So we'll get to that. Okay, I would make a tutorial on how to transfer this on our fabric. So now to the back. Okay, so I'll show you how to draft the back. Whichever method you're using, the back is the same. Okay, the back remains the same. So now let me show you how to draft the back. Okay, so to draft the back, so whichever method you're using, the back remains the same. Okay, so to draft the back, what you will do now, the back will be from this side, that where the armhole of the front started. From there, that is how you have the back. Okay, so what I'll do now is just to mark it. So you just use the back like so and mark. Okay, so this is the upper bust, that is where we have the armhole. This is the bust, this is the under bust, then the waist. So having done that, now just draw my lines. So I have it here. So this is the upper bust, this is the bust, the under bust, the waist. Okay, so it's getting to the waist. So I haven't done this now. I'll just mark out my zipper allowance. So I'll mark out my 1-inch zipper allowance. So I have it there. So I'll just draw my line. So this is the zipper allowance. Okay, so now from this zipper allowance, I would mark the bust span because I want to create the back dart. So this is the bust span, 4 inches. So just mark it all the way, then connect. So at the back, what we'll be using is just the waist dart. Okay, that is waist dart, just the normal waist dart we use on our basic bodies. So what I'll do at this waist point, I'll mark 1/2 inch on this side and 1/2 inch on this other side. Then I'll just connect it straight to the upper bust. So if the corset is to get to the hip, you also extend the dart leg to the hip. Okay, so you just extend this dart leg also to the hip. So since it's stopping at the waist, this is just what we have. So having done this now, I will just place the horizontal measurement. So the back part is very easy. So this is the bust measurement I'm placing here. That is bust circumference divided by 4. Okay, so I will just add 1/2 inch also for joining the dart by the time we cut it out. So at the under bust, I'll place the under bust circumference. Then I'll replace this dart. Okay, so this is where I have my dart. I'll replace it, then also add 1/2 inch. So I'll just mark it, then add 1/2 inch for joining the dart by the time we cut it out. I'll do same at the waist. Place my waist circumference, replace the 1-inch dart. Okay, here I have 1 inch, that is 1/2 inch on both sides. Then add the 1/2 inch for joining it, and I have it there. So I've not added the main seam allowance. Okay, so when I'm cutting on the fabric, I would do that. So this is just the actual back shape. So now you can see the shape is a bit different. That is because we don't have so much darts cut out here. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. But before then, the back neckline, depending on what you want. If you want it to be straight, you can leave it like this. If you want it a bit curvy, you can curve it from this part down. You can also make it a V shape. So I'll just come down. So let me just step down by 1.5 inches. Okay, from this upper bust, just mark 1.5. Then I'll connect it to this edge. You know, this is the center back here. So this is the back neckline. Have it going like this. Okay, so this is the zipper allowance here. So I have the back neckline going this way. So now let me cut it out. You have so many lines going on here. I hope you're not confused. So this is just the back. So I have it here. So now I'll cut out the darts. Then cut out this one too. And you have the back. Okay, so you can see the back. You can see how it went. So now to just match it up with the front. So whichever method you use, the back is the same. So you know that this is the zipper side, this is the center back. So it will go this way. This is the side. This is how it should be. Okay, this is how it should be. So you can see what we have here. From the front, like so, it goes down to the back. Okay, so you can decide to reduce it more if you want. You can decide to curve it if you want. So whatever you want for the back, you're free to do. Okay, so this is the back and we have the dart here. So this is just the way to draft your corset pattern. You can use whichever cup method you like. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Please give it a like. Just hit on that like icon. Okay, and if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, do well to hit on that subscribe button below and also turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Okay, and I believe you will not want to miss out on the upcoming videos, so do subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Okay, press on all notifications. Okay, so thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.